everyone, I'm Kaitlin.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
Hey, Jill.
Hey, Kaitlin.
We're back and we're remote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my
episodes
little
5 and 6
sound cubby. It's kind of like a little cave. I guess same with you, huh? You're in the closet.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
So how have you been?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm just tired. I got up this morning and I did even more work. I can't with the
work. For work?
Yeah, actual work.
Ugh.
Not
miserable.
Not band work or
not
podcast
fun work.
Not fun work.
Yeah.
But
that sounds awful.
Other than that, I'm good. I'm excited to talk more Itaewon. Mostly so I can keep watching more Itaewon.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Good, me too.
I think it's maybe one of my favorites so far.
Yeah, definitely. The hype is real. It was warranted.
Yeah, I love a good, sort of, not really rags to riches, but just, success story stuff. Like, we're starting with nothing, and everyone's against me, and no one thinks I can do this. And he's just gonna, I feel, probably slowly prove them all wrong, so.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it, but the ending of episode 6, I was like, what? I mean, along with all of the other characters.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, here we go. This is getting interesting. So I guess we should just jump in.
All right. You want to start it?
Sure. I'll start. Okay, so episode 5 starts where 4 left off. Iso goes to Seiroi and tells him she wants to work for him. But we see that Gunsu beat her to it, and he's now a part-timer at the pub. These kids are just obsessed with him. I think it's kind of cute because, it seems very much like younger people seeing, a cool older person and just, latching on to that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's a cool dude, so makes sense. But after we see that he's working there, we see his backstory. Basically, he had a shitty childhood and no one loved him. It seems like his mom was maybe a mistress or something. And she, doesn't care about him. She just wants to use his dad's money. And his dad doesn't like him because he was born out of wedlock. And he already had a son. So, not great. But he is like, I'm going to move out and do my own thing. So, good for him. And again, we see that President Jong is, a terrible father. Not just a bad person, but, specifically also a bad dad.
Bad dad, yeah.
Not good. So, back to the present, Seiroi tells Iso that he doesn't have enough business to warrant hiring both of them. But she convinces him to hire her as a manager after she points out everything that is currently wrong with the pub, which I thought was, a cool scene, because it really shows, how smart
all
she
the
is.
issues.
And, how much insight she has. And when she was pointing everything out, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, even just, the menu alone looked fucking drab and boring.
Yeah, totally.
It was just on a off-white paper, and it was just words written there,
no pictures.
It didn't seem like there'd be anything that would really appetize you.
Yeah, exactly. And like she said, there was too many things. It's the menu from the Schitt's Creek diner.
Yeah,
humongous.
That's what they say on every restaurant show, Fixer Upper. You got too many things, too many different items. Stick to 5 good ones.
Yeah, exactly. So,
what are you good at? What are you good at making?
Oh, right. Yeah. I like
things.
how she also says pick something, and then we're gonna pick something you're really good at, and then we're just gonna base the rest of the menu off of the ingredients. that can overlap. And I was like, that's really smart.
Yeah.
She has got it together. So he's like, okay, I'll bring you on. But then there's like this nice little moment where she tells him that she's willing to bet her life on him. Because he's like, why do you want to work here so much? And she says that. And he seems like touched, I guess. It's nice. And so then we get like a little montage of them like fixing the bar up, and it's a big success. It looks cool.
I like a montage, a cleanup montage.
Me too. And then when they're done, they're like, and it just like suddenly looks way better.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like,
oh, go ahead.
That must have been a kind of expensive remodel with like all the new lighting and the
plants
projectors
and paint and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we'll see, he got money, so I guess it's okay.
Yep. Yeah. Back at Jenga, there is some shenanigans with stock ownership, shit I don't really understand, yada yada.
Yeah.
And they're discussing how much Min Jung owns. And President Jang confronts her and questions her motives. I don't, again, really understand how stocks work and what it means if you have a lot of ownership. I guess, I don't know.
I guess, like, it just means that you can make decisions, like, on behalf of the company. So, like, if you're the majority owner, you get the most say in what the company does.
But I understand that, like, in terms of being in the business, but not necessarily, like, owning stock in a business.
Well, I think stocks is just, like, partial ownership. So...
Okay.
If she owns enough stocks that equates to like 25% of the business and she owns the most, then I think that means she's majority owner. I don't know. That's just what I gather from TV shows and basketball. Because some basketball teams have like split ownership, but there's like the majority owner and they're the ones who can make the decisions. But if like if the other owners can like pull all their interests together, they can then out like the majority one. It's confusing, but
yeah, I kind of take it as like shareholders.
Yeah,
like they have shares within the company, but like having, I don't know, stocks and people that already work there is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, he confronts her about it, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Then he also informs Goon that he's going to set him up on a blind date with a woman whose father owns a big food company. Blind date, set up arranged marriages, the whole shenanigans. He's not really interested in the idea because he's in love with Sua, who I still think sucks. And after Goon leaves Secretary Kim, we have another Secretary Kim, maybe nicer though, tells President Jung that Goon actually likes Sua. And he seems slightly shocked by this idea.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, you
he's
really
not
don't
very
pay attention
attentive,
to your
I
kid.
guess. Yeah. He doesn't read the room well, I guess. I don't know how it wasn't obvious.
Yeah. I think it's also kind of nice that Secretary Kim is like, I've been following him for a while, and I don't know why. I just think it's like, I mean, I don't know if Secretary Kim's a good person or a bad person, but it's just, I just like the idea of him being like, yeah, your son has a crush on someone else. That's
why he doesn't want to date her. And he probably needs someone to follow him around because he makes dumb decisions all the time.
Totally.
Gunsu asks Yiso about her home life and how her mom is taking her not attending university and choosing to work instead. And she said her mom doesn't know and tells him to stop prying. Then she brings up the past between Seroyi and Gun, but Gunsu doesn't know anything about it, so she kind of just drops it. And I find that interesting that she wouldn't just spill all the tea. Because I feel like she loves to talk and kind of shock people with stories and things happening.
Yeah, totally. I think, though, that she likes to probably, like, maybe keep him hanging on her words or whatever. You know, like, oh, you don't know about that? Well, never mind. Like,
yeah, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
The original trio at Donbam talks about Yiso and how it was an interesting choice to hire, not just hire her, but to have her as a manager. But Seroyi thinks she'll be a worthwhile investment. Opening night ends up being a very big success, but Yiso is worried about it just being temporary popularity because the food isn't good yet. And people are kind of complaining about the food, but everything else is, like, really great.
Yeah. So, President Chang confronts Suwa and tells her that Gunwan likes her, and she's like, this is awkward. And he's like, I approve of you. Like, I'd be okay if you married him. Super, like, super weird, just in general. Like, even if he liked Gunwan, just to have, like, his dad be like, I approve of you. But just super awkward and weird. But then he brings up Minjung and presses her to pick a side again. And I'm like, Jesus, President Zhang loves to make people pick sides. He can't just let people live their damn lives and see where, I guess, the chips fall. Like, he's like, pick a side. But I'm not making you pick a side, but you're gonna have to pick a side. So Suwa assures him that she's on his side and tells him not to worry about Donbam since she thinks their popularity will be short-lived. She's like, don't even worry about it because it's just they're the new hot thing and they'll fizzle out. But President Zhang wonders if that's what she actually thinks or if she's just trying to protect her friend Seroyi. Yeah, and I'm like, kind of right. So then Hyunyi has the night off, so Seroyi fills in for her and does very well cooking. Everyone is super impressed by him, and he, like, makes them dinner, and they're like, damn, this is awesome. And he offers to close up the restaurant on his own, so the rest of the staff can leave a little early. But it's still super late, so the buses aren't running anymore, so Gunsu suggests they go clubbing. And Sung Kwan is like, what? Like, immediately in. And he's like, I want to meet girls. And he's like, I think he said something like, I want to grind. How do you grind? I like how Yisa was like, calls him a pervert under her breath. But then she teaches him how to dance, kind of, and, like, how to approach women at the club. And she uses Gunsu as, like, a little model / dummy and, like, dances on him, which makes Gunsu super uncomfortable because he actually likes her. And I just love Gunsu. Like, he is adorable and he seems so sweet and I like him a lot so far. So I hope nothing bad happens to him, and I hope he doesn't become an asshole or something, because
he's managed to go this long without taking after his dad or brother, so...
This is true.
You'd think after all the shitty treatment, he'd be, like, a really bad person.
Yeah, he's just, like, a sweet kid. But I thought this scene was really funny. And I just was thinking, like, I guess it makes sense that Sung Kwan doesn't, like, know how to do stuff because I guess he was, like, in prison for the times that he, like, I guess the ages that most people would go out to a club.
Yeah. Same with, like Seroyi.
Scary and awkward. But anyway, yeah, I thought that scene was really funny.
Yeah, his whole demeanor kind of changes there, and he gets this weird look on his face when he's, like, trying to figure out how to do the dances and, like, studying what she's doing. They go to the club, and Sungkwan sees a woman that he wants to hit on. And he sees her from behind, and already it's like, it's weird that you're not seeing, like, the side of this person's face. Or any part other than the long, long hair. But he's, like, doing all the dances that he learned from Miso. And he's doing all these little finger hearts and just, like...
I love
these
that.
weird sort of robotic movements of hearts in dances.
Yes. I just thought it was, like, face... so funny when he's, like... She's like, just, like, kind of put your hands by the side of her face so that she knows you're there. And he just is, like, waving
flings them out. And then he has, like, this really big smile, but it looks a little creepy. And he's just smiling really big, doing the finger hearts, yada, yada, yada. And then the woman turns around, and it's Hyun-yi. And he smiles really big, and he doesn't recognize her because of the hair and, like, the makeup and the whole look. And she's just kind of staring at him like, what are you doing? And he just keeps smiling and doing the hearts and saying that he wants to dance with her, yada, yada, yada. And then he finally, it clicks in his head of who she is, and he kind of freaks out. Then she joins them at the table, and she shares that she's a transgender woman, and Yiso is weirdly kind of bitchy towards her and interrogates her about whether Seroyi knows why she's at this club. It's not really the sort of reaction I feel like Yiso would have, just because she seems so cool and, like, down with everything, and, like, she gets shit.
Yeah.
But she seemed, like, super judgy.
Hyun-yi even calls that out. She's like, you're not as open-minded as you look.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I expected her to just be like, oh, cool. All right, then. But instead, she was really taken aback by it for some reason. But Hyun-yi confirms and tells them she is saving up for her surgery. And I think it's... What's his face? It's just like... Oh, Sungkwan. He's like... You mean for, And he just, like, kind of stops. Unable to say what she's talking about. But still, like, the two guys are definitely more accepting, and they're just kind of like, okay, this is different, but it's fine. And Yiso just seems really uncomfortable and not super into it. But Hyun-yi overall can sense this sort of discomfort, as I'm sure she's used to, and she decides to just leave.
So back at Daebak, we see that customers are starting to complain more about Hyun-yi's food, and Yiso yells at Hyun-yi. And again, she's, like, really mean to her. It's not just like, hey, you need to get your cooking
better food.
Up to grade. Like, she's mean. And so Yiso confronts Seroyi about Hyun-yi being trans, but Seroyi sticks up for her when Yiso pushes him to fire Hyun-yi. They have a group meeting instead, and instead of firing her, Seroyi gives her extra money with the hope that she'll try even harder. Because at first it seems like he's giving her severance pay, but then it's like, no, I'm giving you your salary up front plus extra because I want you to try extra hard. And
Yiso seems really shocked by this.
Yeah. So, the next day, Yiso runs into the bully she filmed back in high school, and they try to fight, but Yiso just, like, fucking goes off and just starts slapping her, which I think is kind of funny because I don't think I've ever seen a fight scene where it's just slaps.
Yeah, just slap, slap.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, this is a girly fight and, like, slap. Like, she's just, like, bam, across the face, like, over and over again.
I'm curious, like, why the girls didn't do anything as they were getting slapped. Like, no punches or anything.
Or, like, a kick. Or...
They just, like, completely sort of gave up and took it.
I'm sure it's
I don't know.
Shocking. I think they seem like probably rich girls who don't actually fight or have never even, like, thought about fighting. They probably just, like, use their influence in words to, like, put people down. So when they're actually confronted with, like, an actual fight, they're probably just, like, shocked and don't know what to do.
Yeah. Don't even try it then.
Exactly.
Don't even go up to people then if you can't defend yourself.
Exactly.
It's, like, stupid. Especially when you're out of high school already. Like, forget the assholes that you didn't like and just move on.
Yeah.
You don't see them anymore. Like, I don't know. It's stupid.
But apparently she didn't get to graduate, so she holds a real big grudge. But then again, like, she shouldn't have been a fucking terrible bully.
Yep.
So, that girl reveals that she is actually the one who called the cops on Iso and Gunsu the night that Seroi's pub was shut down. And then we see a flashback of Suwa deciding not to call the cops. Gunsu tries to help Iso, but she pushes him and storms off. And again, I'm like, my little Gunsu, I just want to protect him. I don't know. I'm like, he's my adult son, Gunsu.
Yeah, that reveal still doesn't make me like Suwa at all. It doesn't change my mind about her.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I kind of can't with Suwa.
Yeah. She was still going to. She was thinking about it. I feel like she probably would have ended up doing it if she hadn't seen those girls. They kind of just did the dirty work for her.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like at some point, the wheels were in motion of her, like, taking down the pub. And I don't know. She just seems like so wishy-washy and willing to play with Seroi's feelings for her.
Yeah.
So
Iso is all upset, and Seroi asks her, like, what's going on, and she hints that she thinks he's a pushover for valuing attachments to people over winning, and he tells her that he is glad she's not a pushover and she should maintain her strong opinions. He convinces her to start giving Hyunyi honest criticism about her food in order to make her a better cook and to just continue doing it, and this will help her in the long run. And then we have a little montage of Hyunyi trying all these different recipes and presenting them to Iso, and she tries it and tells her what's wrong with it, sends it back. She's like, okay, I'll try again. And it keeps happening over and over again until finally she does one that's, like, really good. And then there's this almost nice little moment between the two where they seem to, like, kind of get along now.
Yeah. I think it's funny seeing Gunsu being like, Iso's a really judgmental person. Like, he's never gonna like the food.
Suwa gets sloppy drunk, thinking about the difficult position she's in with having to choose between Seroi and President Jang. And she acts really crazy. She's laughing to herself, shouting in the streets. Everyone's staring at her. And then Seroi and Iso find her, along with the whole group, I think. And he sends the group off to wherever they're going to dinner or whatever. And Iso stands there. And he tries to confront her, even though she tries to hurt his feelings by pointing out his past failures. And he tries to calm her down so she can go home. And then she tries to kiss him in, like, a gross drunk move. And then, as this is happening and Iso is watching, she kind of just barges in, covers Suwa's mouth, and, like, pushes her out of the way. And then she says, defense, and then recites a criminal code about sexual harassment. And then the episode ends.
I know. I was like, what? That was a shocking move. I think, to just see, like, the hand get in there. Yeah.
The criminal code harassment thing was interesting and funny, but I could definitely see her just, like, shoving her way in to stop it, because she just doesn't give a shit. And if she sees something she doesn't want to happen, she's going to stop it, whatever means necessary. But I think using the criminal code and sexual harassment excuse is kind of funny.
Yeah, totally. All right. So, on to episode 6. So again, 6 starts where 5 ends, or, like, a few minutes before. And we see Suwa is drunkenly staring at Seirui as he tries to comfort her, saying that he likes her and he'll be okay with whatever she does. But then we get a flashback of Suwa's mom leaving her at the orphanage. And I was kind of shocked because Suwa was already pretty old. I mean, I know, I know things don't work out in certain family situations, and that happens to people, but it was just kind of different to see, like, a girl being dropped off at an orphanage when she's already...
Yeah, she, like, older. Already kind of had her life
and
going on and was going to school and had clothes and, like, a family and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, it's not like her parents died or... I mean, we don't know her family situation, so we don't know why she was dropped off at the orphanage. But it's not like she got taken away from her parents, or that's not what it seems like at this point, anyway. So, anyway, she's like, obviously that is traumatic, and we see that she has trouble coping with it at school. She kind of lashes out at people who take pity on her, and her teachers are kind of like, I don't think they exactly know how to handle it. So one day we see her decide that even if no one else loves her, she would love herself and always take care of herself first. So Suwa thinks how bad she felt after Seirui comforted her while he was in prison. Like, she feels like a terrible person, and even then he's still comforting her. And then that's when she goes to kiss him, but Yiso stops her with, like, the hand and the criminal code. Yiso points out that Suwa didn't have Seirui's consent and asks him point blank if he consents to the kiss, which is super awkward and embarrassing.
Yeah, you can't really go back in for the kiss after that.
Yeah, no.
The drunken moment is ruined.
Exactly. So everyone is really embarrassed, and Suwa ends up joining them at their team dinner after some protests from Yiso, but, I mean, like, Seirui's in love with Suwa, so he's gonna let her come to dinner. Also, she's, I feel like hella drunk.
I feel like it's such a bad decision because she's technically working for the enemy, who's his, like, full-on competition. And he's there, like, with his whole team having dinner to discuss, like, their company and go over stuff. Like, I don't really think she needs to be there for that.
Right. And, like, she's already made it pretty clear that she is willing to do whatever it takes. Because at this point, he still thinks that she is the one who called the cops on them. So, yeah. Not great.
No, I was just worried that whole dinner, like, please don't say anything that she can use against you.
Yeah, 100%.
Please don't give her any tips of, like, exciting new things y'all are doing. Like, don't ruin this. The team dinner is a little awkward, but everyone agrees that the food is really good. And Yiso says she chose the restaurant because of the food and says she gave it 4 stars on her blog, which is a really, really good rating. Seirui asks what danbam is, and she says 3 stars. It's decent, and Suwa asks if there are any 5-star pubs, and Yiso says janga. And you say, do you want to give your interpretation of janga?
Yeah, I said I don't know why she gave it 5 stars, because honestly it doesn't look cool at all. I said it looks like a slightly more modern Chili's.
I feel like I need to see that restaurant again. I didn't really pay attention to it. It just looked, like, big.
I don't know why, but I just kind of feel like if, like, a little bar or whatever restaurant is more intimate, like, I don't know why. I feel like, oh, it's more special. Because Changa looks, like, really big. And there's, like, just a bunch of tables. And it just seemed like there was warm lighting and kind of, like...
There's a person that takes you to your table.
And that's just kind of
standing there.
A warm ambiance. Like, it looks nice, but I wouldn't say it looks like really modern or trendy or anything like that. Which, I mean, I guess is maybe her point. Like, oh, it's just like a nice place to be and the food is really good. There aren't really any gimmicks, but I'm I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I would probably go there because I'm not like, I don't always go to like cool places, but I just thought like, oh, it's like Chili's in the same way that Chili's is a franchise and they sell like different food stuffs. I don't know.
And drinks and things. Yeah, so she kind of tells Seiroi, but like it's fine because y'all are on different platforms. Like you're not really on the same level. And then he drops the bomb that his ultimate goal is, in fact, to franchise Danbam, just like Janga. And Yiso points out that it's going to be very difficult, but then he points out that everyone at the table will be there for him, and they all cheer to the future. And Suwa is just awkwardly sitting there, unsure, like, what she should be doing in this situation. They're basically talking about hugely competing with her position and her future. And then it cuts to Yiso and Suwa having an awkward standoff in the restroom, and Yiso admits that she likes Seiroi, and since Seiroi likes Suwa, she will have to destroy her. And
so
Suwa kind of just like, yeah, she kind of just gives a smile and just like, okay, like bring it, whatever.
Also, because like, Yiso is significantly younger than Seiroi and Suwa. Like, I mean, it seems like she's 10 years younger, maybe, or around there. Like,
it seems like he's maybe 29 and she's like 20.
Yeah. So that's kind of like a big age gap, especially like when you're in your 20s. Like, okay, if like someone's 40 and someone else is 50, like, meh. But there's like a big difference between like 20 and 30.
Yeah, fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
Versus someone who's gone to college or would have gone to college.
Yeah, went to prison and worked like in a factory and deep sea fishing. So we cut to
speaking of fishing, I think we skipped that, but just for reference, Hyunyi was actually in the fishing stuff with Seiroi, and that's how he met her.
Oh, yeah, he said that, like, Hyunyi cooked him a really good lunch one time, and that's why he hired her as a cook. Yeah.
Just a little bit of background of why he actually hired her, even though she's not a great cook.
Yeah.
Because I think What's-Her-Face asks that.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's interesting that Seiroi kind of just, like, holds on to people in his life. He's like, I like you.
I think he finds people... Yeah, he finds people that he trusts, and people that seem genuine to him, and he feels like they can ultimately bring something to the table worthwhile, and he sticks with them.
Yeah, that's nice. So Gunwon goes on his blind date, and he's kind of a mess. He's late, and he clearly is not interested in being on said blind date, but then he has like a kind of intense, like, triggered moment when the food comes out and he sees a chicken, and it's like one of those tiny chickens, so it's like the whole thing is on the plate. And he like flashes back to the night that his dad made him kill the chicken with his bare hands, which is clearly a very traumatic moment for him that he still thinks about. And he's like, I don't like chicken, and she's like, you're like the heir to a food company and you don't like chicken? Like, what the hell? So back at the office, I call her Suwa the Snitch, sees a family photo on President Jong's desk and tells President Jong that his son, Gunsu, works at Tanbam. And he's like, what? Because she's like, oh, why is your son working there? And I'm like, girl, can you not just keep shit to yourself? I mean, I guess that's the point. Like, that's why President Chung likes her, because she'll, like, spill the tea. Yeah. But I guess also she initially thinks, like, oh, maybe President Chung sent him there as a spy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
And she had also asked Gunsu when they were out to dinner, like, do I know you from somewhere? You look super familiar. And then he's like, oh, yeah, when we went to y'all's pub and you kicked us out. And she's like, oh, do I know you from somewhere else, though? Like, she keeps pressing it, and she can't figure out who he is. It's just really interesting that she chose to bring it up to the fucking president. Like, come on.
Yeah, like, he obviously didn't want to tell you, or he wanted to keep it private.
Like, yeah, she also knows the history between, like, that son and his family. Like, she knows he's not around and they don't get along. I think everybody knows that. So why would you think that the president's going to get him to work at this little pub to be a spy? Like,
yeah, exactly. It makes no sense. So, yeah. Sua the snitch.
Just causing problems.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so yeah, so President Jung is shocked, and then she starts telling him that the business at Donbam is still doing well. Gunwan kind of barges in back from his date, and awkwardly, or I think, like, President Jung is like, how'd it go? And Gunwan is like, nothing happened. And he, like, repeats it to Sua, like, as if like Sua
whispering,
cares.
As if they're secretly dating.
Yeah, he's like, nothing happened. And she's like, she just rolls her eyes like, dude, she doesn't care about you. Sorry. So President Jung holds a meeting with Gunwan and Sua, and they discuss Tanbam and Yiso. Apparently, fucking Sua the snitch wrote up a little report on Yiso, and they're, like, looking over it, and they're like, this is the girl. Like, this is why Tanbam is doing well. President Jung tells them to keep an eye on Donbam, and one of the secretaries texts Minjung about what she overheard in the meeting. And Minjung is like...
she got spies.
Yeah. Minjung is, like, intrigued by Seo-yi and Donbam. And I was wondering, like, does she remember Seo-yi as, like...
Yeah, because she, like, repeated his name.
She's like, Park Seo-yi.
I think... Yeah, and I think she must know the son. Because I feel like his dad would be the type to always talk up his son.
Yeah.
And talk about, like, what his son is doing, where he's going, blah, blah, blah. And she seemed very close to his dad, so I feel like she knows who this is.
Yeah.
Yiso's mom then finds out that Yiso did not actually enroll at her prestigious university and instead is working at Donbam. Her mom, she finds out from a friend, too, who, like, shows her a photo or something. And she tries to play it off. And then her mom throws a fit, kicks her out of the house. But Yiso tells her that she's clever enough to figure out her own life and how she plans to have it all. And she thanks her mom for raising her right. And she just leaves. And I'm wondering, like, if her mom didn't actually think that would happen. And kind of assumed that Yiso would, like, beg to stay home. And, like, beg for forgiveness and, like, cry and stuff. And decide to go to university.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, okay, thank you for teaching me. I've learned a lot from you, and I'll make everything work out. Bye.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like a play, like I'm going to set up her suitcase and make her think she's leaving, and then she'll do what I want. Yeah,
like an empty threat kind of a thing. Yeah, because her mom looked, like, shocked when she actually left the house with her suitcase.
Yeah. It's like, well, you packed her bag for her.
I always think it's so interesting when, like, in TV shows or movies, parents pack bags for their kids. And I just think, like, I wouldn't want my mom to pack my going away bag, like, going through...
You don't know what I need.
Yeah, going through my, like, underwear and, like... I don't know, packing clothes. Like, I want to decide what clothes I bring, because, you know, like...
You don't know what outfit I want to wear.
Yeah. Not all of her clothes fit in that suitcase. I mean, it was big, but...
Yeah. She seems like someone that has a huge closet full of clothing, so...
Yeah, totally.
She probably needs to go back and get the rest of her shit. Seo-yi literally runs into Yiso while he's on a jog, and they have a nice little moment talking on the bridge, and they watch the sunrise. He explains that even though he knew that she was supposed to be in school, he hired her because he needs her. And Yiso smiles and seems reassured that she made the right choice.
Yeah.
And right now he only needs her because she offers something really great to the pub. But I think she's hoping, like, he'll need her for other reasons later.
Yeah,
he'll later realize.
She seems like very immature at this point because like when she's, I guess, like manager of Tanbam Iso, like she seems mature and like very professional and knows how to make the business thrive. But in her personal life, I'm like, she's just such a little kid, like clinging on to Seirei's words, like, "Oh, I need you." It just makes me think of, do you remember that song from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? The Love Kernels song?
Oh, yeah.
Where like, he just is like finding hidden meanings in all of his words.
Yes, every little thing.
Yeah. Because, like, obviously he didn't mean it like, "Oh, I need you." Because I love you, or anything like that. Just like, yeah, he needed her to make his business work.
Yep, you're smart and creative, and you know how to make the place look really good. Hyunyi ends up dyeing her hair black, and everyone at Danban is super into it. Even Sungkwan says it looks really nice. And then it's just another nice scene with Gunsu, who's being nice, yada yada.
Yeah, I think.
And also,
go
ahead.
What's her face? Yiso earlier says like,
that's what I was going to say.
You would look really nice with black hair, and calls her Oni, which is like acknowledging that she's a woman, and also like they're on good terms now. So it was a nice little scene.
Yeah.
So Yiso and Seirei start interviewing people since business has picked up, and after some duds, Yiso turns down a beautiful woman that Seirei had worked with before, and that Sungkwan is like immediately in love with. Again, I think this is kind of like Yiso being a little immature, like she doesn't want any competition.
Immediately jealous.
Yeah, for Seirei's love. And I love how Sungkwan is like, why? She was perfect. He's like very intense when it comes to women. So then
he really wants a girlfriend,
and they're all like very confused because again, like Itaewon is the like foreigners district, I guess. And so they're like trying to talk to him in English, but it kind of seems like he doesn't really speak English. So he speaks in Korean, and he explains that he's there for their interview and that his dad is Korean, because they're like, "Your Korean is very good." And he's like, "Yeah, my name is Kim Tony." And Yiso hires him on the spot, even though he has no experience.
Yeah.
And she's like, "It'll help to look a little diverse in here."
Yep. Diverse, and he looks very cool.
Yeah, he definitely fits with their vibe.
Yeah, they need cool people for a cool spot. Gunsu helps Yiso move into her new apartment, and he learns that she's been kicked out, but she's in really good spirits. She doesn't really seem to mind. And she's really excited because she got Danbam a spot on a TV show. Yiso calls Seirei, and Gunsu sees her apology letter from school and realizes she has a crush on him, because that letter is where she did like that really nice little sketch of him that looks just like him. Yeah. He kind of seems a little bit crushed, but he's dealing.
I know. I feel so bad for him. I'm like, again, my son. Gunsu.
He's someone that's just like the friend and never the boyfriend. Suwa runs into Seirei, and they talk about the TV show, and she apologizes for causing a scene while she was drunk. Then she tells him that he shouldn't like her anymore. Gun watches all of this from his car, and he's lurking like a little creep after he saw, I think he went to go visit their pub first. And then he was just like in his car for some reason. And he sees the two of them talking and gets all upset because he's still in love with her. And then I guess he just kind of, I don't know what he does, drives off, whatever the fuck. Gunwon and President Jang then have dinner, and he continues to bring up Seirei, and President Jang explains that he's nothing to them. He is merely keeping an eye on him to test Sua's loyalty and having her, like, give him details on what they're doing and making her choose between the two to see if she's really loyal to Janga or is she choosing Serogi.
Yeah, I think that's like really fucked up. Him being like, we're just using her to test if she's actually loyal.
But honestly, I think he is very threatened by Serogi. And although he's telling Goon that that's what it's for, I don't think that's truly what it's for.
Yeah.
I think he really wants to know, and he really is keeping an eye, not just on her and her loyalty, because I'm sure that is an issue for him since they were really good friends and she was close to his dad and stuff, but also for his company's sake and knowing what they're up to. President Zhang then tells Gunwan that if he can convince Sua to marry him, then he won't make Goon have an arranged marriage.
Yeah, but then I'm like, isn't that also kind of arranged? Like,
arranged for her, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's
not
just
for
like,
him, though.
Okay, so I will let you marry this person. Like, I am again choosing who you can marry.
But it's also because he knows he's fucking obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And apparently has been for all these years. So in Goon's eyes, he gets really excited because he is in love with her and it is who he would choose.
Yeah.
Or would want to marry. But it's definitely an arranged marriage for her. He's almost like acting like her adopted father in forcing a marriage upon her.
Yeah, it's... their family just so fucked up. Like, I can't. So, Serogi goes to the TV station to meet the producers of that TV show about the bars, but Gunwan is there, and it's really awkward, and, like, the air in the room is just, like, super tense, and the producer's like, well, it's not like you guys are enemies, right? And I think Serogi's like, no, he's my enemy. Like, I hate him.
Yeah.
So, not great. After the meeting, they have another standoff, and Gunwan tries to belittle Serogi by saying that even though he and Sua look good together, he's nothing compared to him, the heir of the Janga group. And Serogi comes back with, well, I don't think she'd go for a murderer. And I'm like, nailed it. Accurate. And, like, again, Gunwan is, like, taken aback. Like, you're gonna bring that up? Like, of course, dude. Like, you fucking murdered his dad, and you continue to be an asshole. Like,
I don't know why he's always so shocked and scared. Like, you're the one who's starting it every time, and then you turn into a little baby every time he talks back to you. Like, you know he's gonna tell you something back.
Exactly.
It happens every time. Like, I don't know why you're so fucking shocked. If you can't handle it, stop talking to him. Simple.
100%. So, they keep exchanging words, but Gunwan then gets to Serogi when he tells him that they're testing Sua's loyalty with him, and that he should leave her alone, since she's having a hard time at work because of it. And then, like, Serogi seems, like, really, I guess, bummed by this. He's like, oh, fuck, like, I guess he's right. Like, I should try to think about that more. But fucking Gunwan he's such a creep. I hate him. Because he has that, like, weird cackle and smile. And I'm like, how can he be so different from Gunsu, who's, again, just, like, my little angel. My little angel kid. So sweet.
Because his dad made him kill a chicken.
Yeah. His dad was abusive and terrorized him.
Versus it seems like Gunsu, where he just didn't pay attention to him at all.
Yeah. Totally.
When Serogi gets back to Danbam, Yiso gets a call saying that their spot has been canceled on the show. And Serogi suggests that they go on a walk since they're both bummed. Part of me wonders if Suwon knew that they were going to be on the same TV segment as Janga and Goon. Because she knew that he was going to be on the TV stuff. He had talked to her before and had mentioned it. And she never brought it up. She just said something like, oh, that's usually for, like, bigger pubs.
Yeah.
Not usually, like, small places like yours. Like, it'd be nice if she maybe said, Jangga's gonna be there, and you'll probably see Goon.
Yeah, just a heads up.
Instead of just not saying anything, you know? Like, he would have maybe been more prepared and not caught off guard and caused, like, this uncomfortable meeting. He would have been ready for it.
Yeah. Do you think Goonwon was the person who got Seirui canceled? Like, he told the producers, like, I'm not doing this?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the dad called.
Yeah, I was thinking that, because I was like, I don't think they would fire him or whatever just because of the meeting. Like, it seems like... I think even in the meeting, like, Goonwon makes a comment, like, there are other pubs or whatever, like...
Yeah, why are you making me sit here with this tiny pub that, like, nobody cares about? Like, they're not even on the same level as Jangga. Why is he here with me? Anyway, as they're on their walk, they run into Suwa, but Seirui is actually a little bit cold towards her because he thinks that she is, in fact, responsible for the TV spot being canceled and everything else that's happened. And after they part, Seirui feels bad about how he treated Suwa, and Yuso asks if he still likes her. When she realizes that he still has feelings for her, she tells him that it was a bully from her school who actually called the police that night, not Suwa. And this causes Seirui to run to the bus stop to find her. And I'm like, dude, come on. Give it up. He asks why she lied about reporting Donabom and why she wants him to hate her. And she tells him that President Jang is watching him. But he holds her hand and apologizes for making her life difficult, having to choose between him and President Jang. He tells her to hold on just a little longer. After she gets on the bus, he vows to take down Jangga so she won't have to suffer anymore.
I don't
But it's like,
get that.
She's not really suffering.
Yeah.
Like, she's in a great position. She's fucking banking where she's at. She's not suffering, and she's not suffering because of him either.
Yeah, like, if anything, the moves that he starts to make, I feel like would put her in a worse position. Like, right now, he's just, like, doing his thing and, like, living his life.
Yeah.
But now that he's, like, actively, like, I will take him down, like, commence the plan, I feel like that would put her in a worse position. But,
yeah.
Whatever.
What do we know?
Yes. So, then Seirui calls someone named Hojin and asks about his investments. So, our dude, Seirui, now has 1.9 billion won, which equals about $1.5 million. Also, I realized after reading Drama Beans to, like, you know, make sure my outline was good or whatever, I realized that Hojin is the kid who was bullied by Goonwon. Did you get that?
I was reading stuff to try to figure out the ending again. What was said at the very end between the two of them. And I saw that part.
Yeah, I was like, dang, good for him.
Yeah, we said he'd come back.
Yeah, totally. So, yes, Seirui is then like, invest everything I have in Jangga. Again, I think it's an interesting move, and we'll see why he did that, I guess, for the short term. But I'm like, if you're trying to take down this company, like, don't you not want your money to be going into a failing company? Whatever. So, the next day, President Jang's secretary nervously hands him the list of stockholders and points out that Seirui now has a 1.9 billion won invested in the company. So he's like up there with the stockholders, shareholders, whatever. Like, he's on the big list. We learn that Seirui decided to invest 8 years ago when Jangga's stocks were at an all-time low due to Goonwon's bad behavior, and now it's paid off. And I was like, oh, that is so good. Like, taking advantage of the fact and, like, playing on that, like, Goonwon is still a terrible person. And he's like, I will profit from your terrible behavior.
Yeah, again, with stocks, like, that part was kind of confusing for me. Because I get him putting in when it's low, You buy low, sell high. But it said that he invested in the company, and then he tells that other guy to invest everything in the company. But I was kind of like, wasn't it already there? Like, did he take it out at some point?
Yeah, a part of me thinks, like, he invested in the company, made a bunch of money, and then, like, diversified to keep making money. And then, like, I guess told him to put it all back into it. I don't know. That was...
Yeah, the way it read online, and I think in the subtitles, too, was the guy told him, like, you have this much invested in Janga, and he said put everything in or something. I don't know, it's confusing.
Yeah, stocks are confusing. So President Zhang, like, loses it and, like, throws the iPad, throws papers, starts, like, evil cackling. Like, his son Gunwan, who also, like, evil, it's like President Zhang does, like, an evil cackle, and Gunwan does, like, an evil giggle. Like, he's just, I don't know. It's funny, but also creepy. And I'm like, you guys are not okay. So they end up going to Danbam, and everyone is shook, especially my poor little Gunsu. And, like, we hear inner monologues from Seri explaining the money from his dad's death had to be meaningful. And President Zhang thinks that he had already trampled Serui, but now realizes that it's Serui's goal to take him down. Serui gives a deep bow and welcomes everyone to the bar, and President Zhang tells Serui that he wanted to see him. And Serui admits he thought the same thing. And then bam, end of episode.
And everyone's just standing and staring.
Yeah, Suwa and Gunsu look especially uncomfortable in this situation. And poor Sukwon.
And I like how he says dad, and then whatever that fucking guy's name is, the finger
like,
hearts.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Gunsu's dad.
He's like, oh, you're his dad. Oh, wow. Hi, welcome. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
He's totally oblivious to the whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, like, how would he know? But it's, yeah.
He's not reading the room, that's for sure.
Totally. Also, because, like, he has a huge entourage with him. So, I just am like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Oh, because I love how, like, I didn't really touch on this, but, like, earlier in the episode, like, President Zhang kind of comforts Gunwan by saying, like, Serui has nothing. Like, he worked for 10 years and all he has is that tiny pub. But then we see, like, no, he's like a fucking millionaire. So,
yeah.
Wow.
He's got a plan.
I love it. I love it so much.
Can he please just plan things for me?
Right.
Can he set up a plan of attack for me on success?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But the thing is, like, I feel like you and I don't like being uncomfortable, so we wouldn't want to go, like, work in a factory and save all our money.
No.
And do all that stuff. Right? Like,
no.
I mean.
But that's for his plan.
True.
Every plan has a different, like, way of going about it. And I think that was his plan for that specific thing. I think our plan would be quite different. Not working at a fucking fish factory.
Sure.
Whatever the fuck he was doing. Yeah, a good plan, though.
Yeah.
He's got it going.
I love it. I can't wait to keep watching.
Yeah, I saw that episode. I think I watched them back to back. Or I did it the same day, not back to back. Like, I watched one, and it was really, really good. And then later that evening, I asked Andrew, like, what are you going to do? He's like, I think I want to watch stuff on my computer. And I was like, okay, I have something to watch. Bye.
Yeah, Alex went to go help his mom do something at her house, and I was like, okay, I will eat my yummy Korean food and watch Itaewon Class. So good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Again, I think this is one of my favorites.
Same.
I love the, like, atmosphere. I love just the look of the show. I like a lot of the clothing. Great story. Likeable characters, interesting characters. I'm into it.
Yeah, me too. Very much the same. Do you have any fashion moments?
Fashion moments. I mentioned this to you in text. I really love Yuso's face mask. In a world where we have face masks all the time, I really want that black face mask. And I couldn't find that exact one, but on Etsy I found like some faux leather ones that look really cool. So I might get one of those. And then she had like it's sort of like a gray, sort of like striped. I don't know what this pattern is called, where it kind of looks like plaid, but not really. But she's got like a gray long coat.
Like gingham?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It's got like thin lines going down. It was a nice coat. I just like the length of it a lot. And for not good fashion, at the elevator when Goon and Serogi are having their back-to-back, I realized that the reason why I'm so disgusted by Goon recently is because he looks like the fucking Joker.
Yes, I
but
thought
not
that
even
too.
like, yeah, not even a good Joker, just like Jared Leto's Joker, just like embarrassing. Like his hair's not green, but it's not a good color. I feel like
no, it's like
it still looks kind of weird, brassy. It looks like when your hair was originally bleached, but then you went back dark, and then like your color starts to fade, you know?
Yes.
And then you start to see like the brownish, rusty sort of brassiness that's underneath the brown.
Yes.
That's how his hair looks.
I concur.
And just the way he has it combed, like, God, he's so gross.
He is gross. I did like his suit when he goes on the blind date. I think it was like kind of like a mustardy suit. Like,
yeah,
that's cool. But yeah, he is just so unfortunate. Like,
yeah, he can definitely have nice suits, but I don't know.
Yeah. I said Iso has like a maroon leather jacket and also like a maroon pant combo that I thought was really cool. I think she also had a sweater with the elbows cut out. Did you notice that?
Oh, okay. I did not know.
Yeah. Also, I think Gunsu had a cool sweater at some point. I just wrote down Gunsu had a cool sweater. I can't think of
I also liked her, I think it's like a little, I don't know, is it leopard, cheetah? Cheetah, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a big sweater, and it had like blues and grays. I like that one a lot. And that one is also on the Fashion Chingu website.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, oh, I want to buy it.
I had the same feeling. It's cute.
Do you have an I love you moment?
I do not have an I love you moment.
I don't really either, except for I just feel bad for Gunsu. There's that moment when these like drunk girls are hitting on him. And they're like, give me your number. Just give me your number. And I want to be like, Gunsu, just give him your number. Like,
just have fun. You're a kid.
Yeah, just like, I mean, they're kind of like sloppy, messy at this point, but if they suck, you don't have to text them back. Like,
yeah.
But he's like, I'm sorry, there's already someone I like. And like, Iso sees this. And she just kind of like walks upstairs, and I can't tell what Iso is thinking. Like, does she just think it's funny? Does she not want anyone to like? Is she annoyed because she doesn't want anyone to like Gunsu, even though she doesn't, you know?
Yeah,
actually like him. I don't know. I was curious as to what she was thinking, but clearly, Gunsu wants to make himself like widely available for her. And then when he sees that picture or their apology letter, he just is like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, crushed. That's why she wants to work here.
But yeah, I don't really think that's I love you. It's more like Gunsu is in love, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any predictions?
Oof. I feel like Minjung is going to contact Seroyi at some point in the near future and possibly discuss, like, uniting in some way.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, because if Seirui has, like, a somewhat significant ownership of the company now, because he put, like, whatever, almost $2 million into it. And if she owns 25%, like, if they team up together, if they would have more, or, like, enough to do some damage.
Take over. And
yeah, that would be really interesting. I hope that happens, because Minjung seems cool. Like, she has... I think we said this earlier, but she has that cool kind of, like, more mature woman, Gagyeong, like, short hair, awesome clothes.
And again, she learned from his father and liked and trusted his father too, so...
Yeah.
I think she maybe doesn't know firsthand what happened with the dad, but I think she could probably guess. Like, it just seems weird that their gardener was the one driving this fancy car, you know, like, who's buying that bullshit? So I'm sure, like, everyone who actually knew Seroyi's dad has feelings about what potentially really happened to him.
Yeah.
And who really caused it and how everything went down or whatever. And I think that whole stuff might come up to play later.
Totally.
And weirdly, I also kind of feel like maybe Sua also does like Goon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Secretly. Kind of like a Gilmore Girls thing where Rory always acts like she doesn't like the rich dude.
Logan.
And like, yeah, and like plays hard to get and like always talking shit, but then secretly like she does like that attention. And want to be with him.
Yeah. And
I feel like it might be the same thing here. Like, she's known him all her years in school and then all now working with him. And like, they're always in the same space. And I feel like even if she won't admit it, she might actually kind of like him.
Yeah. There's like some affection there. Also, because I mean, like, I'm sure she can kind of understand, like, he is a shitty person because his dad is awful to him. Like, even though his dad is really, I don't know if nice, but, like, his dad helped her a lot and kind of, like, looks out for her, even though he, like, demands her loyalty.
Yeah, I could also see her thinking of ultimately a marriage with Goon being a step up for her, too.
Yeah.
For work, you know, and just like kind of giving in to the fact that she would be able to like move up in the company, make more money, do more stuff. Yeah,
like look out for her.
Like she keeps saying like she does everything for herself apparently. And only worries about herself and how to protect herself and how to make herself have money and be successful and everything.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't know.
Well,
we'll see, I guess.
I am very much looking forward to it.
I also had a little Instagram story quiz, or not really quiz, but poll the other day. And it was, is Yiso really a sociopath? And it was split 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't think she's a sociopath, personally.
Well,
I think she's just an asshole sometimes.
You think she's just what?
Just an asshole sometimes.
Oh, yeah. She's just like an entitled kid who is really smart.
Really smart and just knows how to kind of get what she wants.
Yeah. Well, it didn't help that, again, her mom was like...
a
fucking crazy person. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have a feeling. I I don't want this to happen, but I am nervous that maybe Suwa or somebody will find out that Gunsu likes Iso and, like, use that against him. Like, she doesn't like you. Get over it. Come back and come to Changa or something. Like, I'm afraid that will happen, but I don't want it to, because, again, he's my little angel baby.
I think the bigger thing would be attempting to hire her for Changa. Because she could do more for Changa than Gunsu could do for Changa, if we're being honest.
That's true, but if we're... yeah, I guess I was just thinking, like, if Gunwan, like, fucks up again, like... Yeah,
to take the role.
Gunsu is, like, a good kid who would probably, like, look better to the outside world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So good. Other drama corner. Still loving Mystic Pop-Up Bar. I cried with the last couple of episodes. They're really, really good and sad, and I'm basically like a week behind. So because the new episodes come out on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and usually, like, I'm scrambling trying to watch Itaewon Class before we record. So usually I'll watch after we're done recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, so good. If you, like, I mean, I know you have a lot going on too, but if you want to, like, knock something out really quick, that's, like, kind of cool and similar to Hotel de Luna in that kind of vibe. I really like this one. It's way more silly than Hotel de Luna, though.
Cool. Yeah, I think that I now have on Netflix, they've given me a section for Korean TV shows.
Okay.
I did not have that before, and it just popped up, like, this week.
That's funny.
Like, oh, you probably will like all of these then, and that show is on there.
Yeah.
I think today Andrew and I are going to start watching Strangers from Hell.
Cool. Yeah, you have to tell me how it is and if it's actually scary.
We saw the trailer yesterday, and it looks pretty spooky.
Yeah. I just can't deal with scary things.
Andrew doesn't really like scary stuff either.
Yeah.
He's not big on the horror stuff. I make him watch it sometimes.
Thankfully, Alex doesn't really like it either, so we don't have to, like, really deal with that in our relationship.
Yeah, I'm not really into, like, stupid fucking Amityville horror, like the fucking Annabelle doll and shit. Like, I don't really... Those don't really get me. Older scary movies are, like, where it's at, I think. And then more like, you're at home, and then these group of people come, and they fucking, like, terrorize your home and murder you. Those are the scary ones. Because I always feel like those are the ones that could actually happen.
Yeah, totally.
Just real people being, like, creepy and murderous.
Yeah, I prefer, like, monster movies if we're going towards that genre, I guess. Like, yeah, monster movies or, like, zombie. I'm okay with zombies, but...
I definitely don't like the, like, gotcha movies.
Oh, yeah.
The movies where, like, someone's walking and, like, a ghoul just pops up to spook the viewer. Like,
yeah, I
don't like those. I think they're stupid.
Because I'm just, like, holding my breath the whole time.
When's it happening? When's it happening?
Totally. I think that is it.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so, other than plug in all of our stuff.
Alrighty. So yeah, tell us what you think about Itaewon Class and Mystic Pop-Up Bar and Strangers from Hell and anything else you're watching that you think we should watch. I have, like, such a long list of shows, but I need more time. there's just not enough hours in the day, unfortunately. So I will, once Mystic Pop-Up Bar is over, I'm probably going to start an older one. But yeah, so tell us what you think. Tell us what we should watch on Twitter at OKDramaPod, Instagram OKDramaPodcast, and Facebook OKDramaPodcast, and our website okdrama.com. And you can email us, contact@okdrama.com, or you can just still do okdramapodcast@gmail.com. Whatever you prefer to type in.
We'll get it.
And you can support the show by making some purchases from Daebak Box or Fashion Chingu. You can... I think some podcast players, the link doesn't work for whatever reason in the show notes. Like, I know for Spotify, the link, it just doesn't link, but if you're, like, on Google or I think Apple Podcasts, it works. So if you are, like, really interested and want to be sure it works, you can go to our website under the Support the Show tab, and as, like, a little teaser tease, Jill and I are going to be working on some content for our Patreon that will launch soon-ish. Yes. So just, like, mentally prepare yourself for that, I guess. And yes, I think we might be, like, posting some, like, little teasers of things that you will get as a patron.
Yes.
But
in the coming weeks.
Yes, I think that is it. I guess just be sure to watch the next 2 episodes of Itaewon Class and let us know if you have any questions or comments for the next couple of episodes. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.